And join us now on This Is the Day is the producer of the movie Words on Bathroom Walls. Peter Shilaimon joins us to talk about this film, which released on August 21st. Thanks so much for being with us, Peter.
Thank you for having me. Nice to chat with you again.
It looks like a great movie. It tackles some, the usual awkward teenage experiences, but also a large issue of mental health as well. Could you tell us about the main character, Adam?
Yeah, well, Adam is our main character, and he deals with schizophrenia. And basically, it's a huge epidemic that we have in this country, where we don't really talk about mental health, but it is prevalent and it is out there. And I'm talking all scopes of mental health. So our movie deals with not only being an awkward high school student who gets bullied, but is also dealing with a illness that is absolutely devastating. So we try to shed light on a subject matter that most people don't want to talk about, and that is mental illness. And it's pretty bad out there.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad out there.
Yeah, and I know it's a little better, I guess, than it was, but there's still that, as you say, the stigmatism of having the disease, whatever form that is. Maybe if you could talk about that and the character Maya and how she works with Adam to try and help him through this.
Yeah. So Maya is the love interest in the movie, and basically she becomes the one that takes Adam underneath her wings and basically tells her that he is going to be okay. Adam is, studying to be a chef. That is his kind of goal, because the only time that the voices don't interrupt his life is when he is cooking. And when he starts to lose his abilities to cook and to even connect harder with people because of all the medication that doctors put him on, he starts to find a little bit of comfort in this girl named Maya, who basically becomes his life jacket on so many levels. It's a really sweet love story, but also a family movie. It also deals with, the parents sending him to Catholic school because, he needed a fresh start, and him really resisting faith. And Andy Garcia, played so eloquently well by Andy Garcia, basically takes him underneath his wings and basically tries to teach him about spirituality and faith on some level.
Yeah.
Even though he's resisting it, there are some beautiful moments with him and Andy Garcia in the confessional booth. We've all been there. We've all been there.
That's great. It sounds like a wonderful journey for Adam as well. But as you mentioned too, the toughness of the mental illness. And I was wondering if you would, being a producer and putting this all together, what you've learned too about the disease and maybe some of the things you learned along the way as you were putting this together.
This movie was a wake-up call for me, because we had dealt with PTSD when we did Megan Levy. So we dealt with mental illness. But this was pretty intense, because schizophrenia, unlike other mental diseases or illnesses, is catastrophic in the person's mind. And the one thing I really loved about the movie is there's a line in the movie when Adam is talking about, when children are diagnosed with cancer, they get to go to a Make-A-Wish Foundation and want something to, a boy band to sing to them, or they want one of their dreams to basically pop in and do a charity event or do something incredible for them. But when a kid tells you they got schizophrenia, we kind of sweep them aside. Right. And they become, most schizophrenics on so many levels become homeless. Right. And because a lot of people think of schizophrenia as people that are just crazy. And that's not the truth. The truth is they are just devastated with what is going on inside their head. Yeah. And what I learned about this movie that was so impactful was that there are many people suffering. There are many people suffering from schizophrenia, and we can't just simply put them aside. We've got to take action, and we've got to help with anybody that is going through schizophrenia or any other mental health illnesses. We've got to wake up. We've got to wake up and help. Definitely. Because on so many levels, they are swept aside.
Yeah, yeah. Now I know, Peter, you've produced many movies. I was wondering if you ever ran into a situation like this pandemic and how this has all affected the logistics of the movie and everything.
I mean, I'm not I'm not the only one going through this, but let me tell you, it has hit the movie industry in such a hard way. We've had to move this movie 4 different dates just because of CDC guidelines, and we're having to go now on August 21st. Will be the the one of 2 movies that will be premiering August 21st. But it's tough. It's definitely tough because on so many levels you want for everything to come back to life and for everyone to experience movie going and restaurants and everything. Yeah. But unfortunately, with this pandemic, it has the upswing, and we've got to stay a little bit ahead of it. So we are taking precautions. Movie theaters are going to be very, CDC guidelines, and we're going to try to bring people back into the theater on the 21st, and hopefully we get some eyes on this beautiful movie that is just poetic in every way.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Peter. Words on Bathroom Walls. Where, if people want to find out more about the film, where they can connect to learn more about it?
Yeah, you can go on YouTube, you can go on Instagram, you can go on the Roadside channel, which is the movie company that's distributing our film. You can go to the LD Entertainment webpage. That's the production company, the company I work for. But please go out there and try to support this film, because I think the message is so powerful. And I think it's a message that we need to not be ashamed of. And it's a message that we need to talk about and help young people who are dealing with a plethora of many, many mental diseases out there.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Peter, for talking with us. Appreciate it.
Nice talking to you again. You guys are great.
Good
Bye-bye.
to see you. Take care. We're going to go back to the rest of This Is the Day.